Okay, hello everyone. Okay, let's talk about some of the questions. So then we'll get started with the leadership course. I'm personally excited, so we'll talk more about this. First question is, would you like your profile to be published and marketed by us? Yes, absolutely. Thank you for doing that. Tell me about yourself. Uh, I was born here in India, and then I left when I was very young. I moved to Australia. That's where I grew up. All my family is there, and then I moved to US. I was there about 14, 15 years. And I recently moved back to India. So I have worldwide experience. I worked with various companies around the world, and I've learned a lot along the process, and there's a lot to learn. Learning never stops. Okay, the day learning stops, you stop. So anyway, and I'm currently working with a major FMCG in India right now as a technology leader in a very senior leadership position, and I'm very excited about the future. What do you know about the technology? I know all the latest happenings that are going on in technology right now: artificial intelligence, machine learning, IoT, Internet of Things. Okay, how the world is now changing so rapidly that we cannot even keep up. The data is being produced at a massive rate that even individuals we cannot keep up. I mean, technology is just amazing and it's changing. So, and you can no longer be a person who says, I don't know technology. So you got to know about technology also. Who is the target audience for this course? The main target audience for this course is, I would like to focus this course on people who are starting off their career, okay, who are just getting into the corporate world or starting off their businesses or their startups, and they're looking for that aspect of leadership that they only hear about or talk about, okay, or their neighbor tells them. Okay, I want them to get the first-hand experience and learning some what is the concept of leadership, and we'll talk about it. That's the main thing. Then obviously, people with 2 to 5 years of experience who are looking to progress from maybe, a consultant, senior consultant to a manager level, because technical knowledge is one thing, but it's the leadership knowledge and your soft skills that really get you to the next level. So that's my target audience. So this, again, a very broad target audience. What are the key takeaways for this course? The key takeaways is leadership is both an art and a science, and with the right process and learnings, anyone can master it. Okay, it's a very simple topic, but with the right steps and principles, you can learn about it and apply it to your personal and professional lives. Okay. What are the projects or assignments you cover in this particular sessions? Again, it's a leadership course. There's going to be a lot of discussions going around and talking to each one of us, and so we can learn from each other. Okay, we'll play some leadership games maybe. Okay, we'll practice on leadership, and those are the projects and assignments. Okay, so I'm excited about the leadership course. This is one of my favorite topics. Okay, apart from the technology, obviously. So let's get quickly started on leadership. First of all, I like to go around and understand from each one of us on the call or in the conference or in the room, what do you think about leadership? Okay, let's go around and talk. I know what I think. There's two aspects to it. There's leader and ship. If you break it up, there's obviously somebody, or if you want to do another break, there's lead slash and then ship. Okay, so that itself should give you an idea of what leadership is all about. Okay, so let's go through this. Again, success. What is success? Success is all about taking stairs. A lot of people come to my courses and think, oh, you know what, I'll just learn, 2-hour course, 4-hour course, whatever it is, I'll learn and I'm going to become a star. I'll go tomorrow and say to my boss or to my wife or to my employees, hey, look, I'm a star because I did this course. That's fantastic. But to become the a star, you have to climb the stairs. The path to success is through stairs, not through elevator, lift, or escalators. I'm sure you all know this, okay? And yes, there are people in history that try to do this, but somewhere they fall over. I'm sure you know examples of people who have taken stairs. Look at, for example, Narayan Murthy, the founder of Infosys. He's a classic leader who took stairs to get to success. If you read his history, okay, the guy used to stand in line, okay, at the export office of government back in the 80s to import computers for 6 hours a day. That's taking stairs. Okay, rather than paying a bribe. Okay, he refused to pay the bribe, so he would stand there for 6 hours until he got the computer imported into India. And that's taking stairs. I'm sure you know people in your lives that you look up to who have taken stairs, who are taking stairs. You do it every day. You sitting in this course is you taking stairs. So congratulate yourself on that. Okay. So what are we learning today? Again, I want to learn about you. This course is not about me talking. It's about learning from you. I want to learn about you, who you are. I want others to learn about you. Okay, so we'll talk about you. We'll talk about the goals. Okay, we'll talk about the most critical aspect, the golden circle. Okay, if you don't get anything from this course, just understand the golden circle. That is the key. Everything else will fall in line. Let's talk about what is leadership, okay, and what is 101. Okay, anyone who knows, I know when I did my college, one of the very foundational first year subjects was 101, accounting 101, infotech 101, databases 101. 101 is basic, very basic. That's something you will teach. So we'll talk about that. And what are some of the key principles of leadership? Okay, so we'll go through it. We'll do a lot of discussion, role play, and we'll get to know each other. Okay. All right. So it's time for you to tell me a little bit about yourself. Give us your full name. Okay. Be confident. Don't feel shy. Okay. Don't feel oh, everyone is watching me. Just know you're doing a good job. Okay. Don't feel afraid. Talk about yourself. Give your name. Okay. What is your professional experience in 1 or 2 lines, 3 lines maybe. Okay. And I'll cut you off if you're talking too much, guys, because I want to hear from everyone. Okay. Your leadership experience. Okay. Have you led people? Okay. Have you followed somebody? That's also leadership. Following somebody is also leadership, and that's a very different topic and different training. We'll talk about that later. Okay. Your leadership experience. Why are you attending the course today? I like to hear this. Okay. I want to make sure you get value from this course that you're looking for. And what are your expectations? Okay. So let's continue on. What are the course goals? Again, we want to make sure you understand the basic language. Okay. I want to make sure you listen and learn from each other. Okay. That is the key in leadership, listening and learning. Okay. That's what leadership is all about. I do not claim to be a leader that I know everything. What I do know is that I listen and learn from others. And that's what I'm here to do today, to listen and learn from you. Okay. Golden circle. So golden circle is all about the why, the how, and the what. Very 3 simple questions, the why, how, and the what. Okay. From the day we are born to the day we pass away, those are the 3 questions that are always remaining with us. No matter what we do, no matter how successful we are, no matter how unsuccessful we are, those are the 3 questions humanity has. And these 3 questions have remained with us since our caveman days. Okay, if you go back and study, I was at my daughter's school today, and they were talking about Egypt, okay, and they were talking about pharaohs and everything, and it hit me. Why, how, and what? There was Tutankhamun, how he was there, why he was there, and that's what kids were talking about. And I asked one of the kids, I said, what is this all about? And he told me in not the same way in the why, how, what, but basically this is what he was talking about. Why Tutankhamun's there, how did he make sure that he was able to rule over Egypt, and what did he do? What benefits he brought for Egyptians? Okay. So let's talk about the golden circle, the why. Okay. And I'll go from left to right so you can get an understanding of it. Okay. In the middle, I've got beyond the daily rigor. Okay. Daily rigor means getting up at 9 in the morning, going to work, sitting in traffic for 2 hours, going there, listening to your boss. Oh, what a pain. You're complaining to your friends or your colleagues. And then you have beyond that. It has to be beyond. Your why is not going, sitting in traffic for 2 hours. It has to be beyond that. And very few people, there's a reason I only have 2 apples in that basket. Very few people know their why. Very few. There's something called the Pareto's rule, 80-20. 80% of the people don't know their why. You go and ask your friends. Ask them tomorrow morning, hey, do you know your why? They would probably say, what are you talking about? I don't know what why is. What is why? I have no idea. Okay. What is the purpose there. What is your purpose? If you look at some of the leaders, okay, if you go and read some of the books, for example, Mahatma Gandhi is a classic leader. Okay, if you look at Martin Luther King, very clear purpose. Okay, end slavery. Okay, at that time. Okay, in 1960s. Okay, if you look at Mahatma Gandhi, very clear, free India from British rule. Okay, that was the purpose, single-minded purpose. What is your purpose? Again, beyond the daily rigor. Okay, and many people cannot define it, and it's okay, but you got to somehow start thinking in that direction. That is the rule of leadership, and I'll talk about that later on. Okay, what is your belief? What do you believe in? Okay, what is the reason? What do you believe in? Okay, what is there? Look at, I'll talk about one of the pictures I have, one of the leaders I have. Very clear belief. That person took India from nothing to something. Okay, in the world of sports. Okay, nothing from something. He had a reason. Okay, if you look at the current Prime Minister, very clear belief, very clear purpose. Okay, very clear belief, very clear purpose. If you get an opportunity to talk to the founder of your organization or the CEO of your organization, you talk to them, and talking to them, you'll start picking up the purpose or the reason or belief. Okay, go and talk to some of the startups. Okay, you may have better access to them. I talk to the startup founders every week. I engage with them. I talk to them, and their purpose is very clear. I'm talking to one of the fintech founders, phenomenal guy. He had a very clear purpose and a very clear belief. Okay, and he knew why he is there. Okay, so knowing your why is very important. How do you do it? Okay, how do you move forward? Based on what values? What makes you different? Again, leadership is about being different, not being same as everyone. If you look at your organization, you will see a lot of senior managers or directors. But if a person stands out because of the way they speak, the way they lead people, it portrays to the people above them that, hey, this guy can do the job, or this lady can do the job better. So you've got to be different, and how do you do it is what matters the most. Okay. What do you do? So I have given two type of people here. Okay, one is obviously employee. Okay, somebody who works for somebody. Nothing wrong with that. Fantastic. You can add a lot of value being an employee. And then there's the business owner. Okay, who opens up the business. My spouse is a business owner. She has about 10 employees in her business. Same thing. What do you do? Okay, for example, you may be a finance person. Okay, or you may be an HR person, hiring or firing people, or you may be a coder. But why do you code? What do you do in coding? Because you're giving the benefit to the business, okay, and the benefit to the customer. That is your what. That is why you are doing this. Same with the business owner. If today I know we have business owners in the room. What is it that you do? If all you do is yell at your employees, that is not business. You're not running a business. You've got to run a business with leadership. Okay. Let's keep moving forward. Your why and purpose. So let's go around the room or in the conference here. Let's talk about your why and purpose. It's very important for you to know your why and purpose. And it's okay if you don't have it. I know people who are 10 years of age, and I've read about them, who know their why and purpose. And I know people who are 80 still don't know their why and purpose. Personally for myself, I have evolved myself with the why and purpose. Just like a little baby, when they're born, their why and purpose changes. Then they're 15, their why and purpose changes. Then they're 25, 30. In the same way, I have evolved my why and purpose. And I have a separate course on how to set goals. Okay, we can discuss it there. But your why and purpose has to be clear. And if it's not clear, it's okay. You begin with something. It doesn't have to be perfect. There's a saying in Hindi, "Jahan se jago, wahin se savera samjho." From wherever you wake up, that's where the morning begins. Okay, so start your morning today with knowing your why and purpose. Okay, so let's talk about leadership. This is one of my favorite slides. So on the left-hand side, what do you see? You see a bunch of jumbled up puzzle pieces. right? Why do you see that? Because leadership is considered, oh man, this is painful. I don't understand how to lead people, how to talk to people. Okay, how is that possible? And then those puzzle pieces are all the little keys, they tell you, oh, you need to know this about leadership, or you have read this, or you've read this. That's why it's a puzzle piece. And it's a never-ending puzzle piece. Okay, there's new pieces coming in. Okay, and on the right-hand side, who knows whose picture is this? Okay, yes, this is Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Okay, this is how he was when he was growing up. I'm sure everyone has seen that movie, Mahendra Singh Dhoni. But if you read his book, Mahendra Singh Dhoni was like that puzzle piece. He didn't know what it was. He had no idea what leadership was all about. It was a jumbled up process, jumbled up puzzle pieces all over the place. Okay, and that's what leadership is considered today. It's an art form. Okay, it's a complicated topic, but with the right steps and right principles, it's a very easy topic to understand and master. It's a process. Again, if you bring your puzzle pieces together, it's a process. There's a science in this. And why I have put Mahendra Singh Dhoni's 2-3 photos here, because the process is all about changing. Process is all about climbing the stairs. The very first slide I gave. Okay, it's all about slide. Mahendra Singh Dhoni didn't become Mahendra Singh Dhoni by sitting around, okay, at the railway station. Okay, he put in the effort. Anyone has seen the movie, he toiled. Okay, he made a lot of mistakes with people also. There's a reason I put that third picture where you can see him laughing with one of the other cricketers, because fun brings people together, and that is the method. Okay, you got to bring fun into everything you do. Okay, and the end result, so you see the puzzle pieces, then you brought the puzzle pieces together, and then you see a completion of the puzzle. And then you can see, oh, this is what leadership is all about. There's a reason Mahendra Singh Dhoni is one of the richest cricketer players. Okay, he has led multiple wins for India. He's taken Indian cricket from where it was to where it is today. Unbelievable cricketer. That's the end result. If you go through the right process, if you look at your lives, our lives, when we entered the college, it was very difficult, man. When I got in there, I was confused how I was going to get through 4 or 5 years. I thought it was climbing Mount Everest. But as I got into, understood the process, I finished my degree. Same with everything in life. There's a process and there is an end result as long as you're willing to climb the stairs. Leadership is nothing different. Okay? And we'll talk about that, the process, the journey, and we'll work through this together. Now, there's a great book I highly recommend. I read this book, John C. Maxwell. He's one of the leadership experts in US. And I read his books very regularly. And I read this book, Leadership 101, pretty much once a year. Okay, at the start of the year, I read this book. Okay, and he's a phenomenal reader. This is only I think a 60 or 70 page book. Highly recommended. You spend 300-400 rupees, invest in this book. Okay, and get it. Initially, it may not make sense to you. It's okay. But as you keep reading it, as you keep progressing in life, this book will make a lot of sense. Okay, let me read out what he says. Leadership ability, for better or for worse, always determines your effectiveness and the potential impact. There's a key here. You got to understand, always determines your effectiveness and the potential impact. How good you are at doing something and getting others to follow you. That's your effectiveness and your impact on others. It goes back to the why, your purpose. What do you do? So there's a link to all this. Okay, leadership is you getting up every morning and going to work. You're a leader. I congratulate you. You don't want to be a bum by saying, hey, I don't want to do this. I'll get, I'll just do some stealing, or, I'll get my dad to pay for it. Leadership begins with you taking responsibility. And that is what this is about. And you being in this course today, you've taken that responsibility to be a leader. And I congratulate you. Okay, so let's take the next steps on the principles. This is some of the foundational principles of leadership. Okay, some of the very foundational principles of leadership, very simple to understand, very easy to follow, nothing difficult at all. First one in the top left is set your goals. Again, back to your why. Okay, what are your goals? What do you want to do? What do you want to achieve? You may want to set the goals. Okay, we'll talk about that. What is your to-do list? Hey, what am I going to do? Every day, every week, what is that I have to achieve? Self-image. Who has heard that word self-image? I'm sure we have all heard it. I hear about it every day. My daughter comes and tells me, oh Dad, I have a great self-image. Or my son will say, oh, you know what, Papa, you know what, the teacher said I don't have a good self-image. What does it mean? We'll talk about it. Okay. Thoughts and words. Are leaders thinking and the words we speak? Okay, we'll talk about that. That's a very strong principle. Strength. Okay. Forgive. Okay. Forgiveness. That's a knowing when to forgive, who to forgive. Live to give. Okay. And then happiness. Okay. So we'll talk about some of these principles. And for this course, those are the key principles, but I'll only go through some of the principles for you to understand. Okay. So let's talk about goals. This is the first step in anything you do in life, in leadership, in your personal lives, in the lives of your families, in your life of your business or your employee or the work you do. Okay. So let's go through this. There's a person here. He's got a ball. He's aiming right at the goal. So he has a goal to put the ball beyond that person into the net. That's a goal. Okay. You may have gotten up this morning and you said, you know what? I want to get to work by 10 a.m. versus 9:30 a.m. Hey, that's a fantastic goal you have set. Okay. Or you may have set a goal. Hey, I want to finish all my work by 3 p.m. So from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. I can focus on learning something new. Okay. That's a great goal. Or you may have said, I'm going to finish that presentation by tomorrow. Now, 80% of the people don't write their goals. They just don't write it. They think about it in the morning. By the time lunchtime comes, they've forgotten their goal and they're working on 10 other different things. Okay. Now, there's a phenomenal statistic here. 20% of people who write their goals achieve their goals, achieve 80% of their goals. If you write your goals, you will achieve 80% of your goals. That is an amazing principle. Okay, just because you write it, you will achieve it. That is half the battle. Mission statement is not a goal. A lot of companies have a mission statement. Oh, we plan to be different and serve our customers. That is not a goal. You may have a personal mission statement also. Okay, hey, you know what? I want to help everyone I see who is asking for money. That is not a goal. That is mission statement is not a goal. Okay, how do you write your goals? Okay, so let's talk about it. How do you write your goals? Very simple. Writing goals is the most simple thing you can do, and we'll practice this exercise right now. Okay, after I walk you through it. Okay, very simply. There's one example of a goal. I will achieve status of director level within Procter & Gamble, Information Technology Division in India with salary of 40 lakhs per year by December 2017. Okay, so if you look at this, there's a couple of things in here. I have said what I want. I want, you're writing, I want director level within the company. You've given the name of company, a division, in which country, with salary. So you've got to be very specific about the goal. Okay, if I just wrote I want to achieve director level if you just write that, I want to achieve director level. What do you, hey, how much money do you want? Where do you want to work? Okay, it may be you end up working in some organization you don't like. Okay, so you've got to be very specific and by when you want it. Timeline is very critical. There's a whole theory, whole statistics behind timeline attached to your goal. Okay, because then your mind knows when you look at this goal, oh, I have to get it done. Oh, I have to get it done. For example, if the example I gave before, you may say, okay, you know what, I want to finish all my work. In mind, you said, I want to finish by 3 p.m. But you just said, I want to finish my work. So the mind looks at it, oh, you know what, person A wants to finish his work Oh, okay. You know what? Gaurav wants to finish his work. So Gaurav thinks, oh yeah, हो जाएगा, आराम से हो जाएगा. What's a big deal? But if Gaurav writes, I will want to finish all my work by 3 p.m. so I can do learning from 3 to 5. The mind works that way. It goes, okay, I have to finish, I have to finish, I have to finish. It will put away everything else and it will focus on that goal. Okay. Now, what happens if you don't achieve a goal? A lot of people come to me in my training and they say, hey, you know what, Uday, I've set the goals in the past. I don't achieve them. You know, it's just a waste of time. What do? You should rewrite your goals. Something went wrong. Maybe right now, you've just started your career. Okay, you just come out of the degree and how can you achieve a director level which requires 17, 18 years of experience in 1 year? You cannot. That's an impossible goal. What you can do is, hey, I want to achieve senior consultant level by end of this time. And I will earn this much in this company by this time. That is a more realistic goal. Okay. So don't lose heart if you don't achieve your goals. Remember what I said. 80% of the people who write their goals, 20% of the people who write their goals achieve 80% of those goals. If you don't achieve the other 20%, hey, rewrite them. Don't feel bad that you didn't achieve your goals. Okay, but the first step is writing your goals. Self-image, let's talk about that. So you see a tiger and a cat. Now, what do you see when you, and we'll go around the room and talk about it. When people stand in the mirror, what do you see? What do you see for yourself? How do you see yourself? And how do you see others? If you're leading a team right now of 6 to 8 or 10 people, how do you see others? Do you see people, arey yaar, ye to time barbad hai. But do you see, hey, he's a great guy. He's going to do all the work, he's going to finish and he's going to get us up. You have to see others the way you want them to be. If you see others as, arey bhai, ye to pagal aadmi hai, he will be like that. Okay? Just because you look in the mirror again is not enough. You got to go beyond it. It's all about how we think, how you think about yourself. Okay, how people think about themselves. Okay, I am connected to somebody on LinkedIn and he was writing a story about Maruti. So this is what he said. He said, oh, you know what, when I was backing out my Maruti 800, I thought, what a piece of junk. I need to get a big car. So he goes to a shopping center and he bumps into somebody who sees him parking the Maruti 800 and that person says to him, wow, sir, you have a fantastic Maruti 800. This is a vintage piece. I wish somebody would maintain a car like that. You've kept it really good and I'm sure it will sell for a very good value when you go to the market because it's a vintage piece. Think of that. Two different people thinking very differently about something. That's what it's all about. You have to have the right belief, okay, about yourself and about others. Okay. And again, link it back to use your goals to build your self-image. If you say, I want to become a director and you have 14 years of experience, look at how directors wear their clothes. I have a separate course on grooming. Okay. And we can discuss that later. Look at the way you dress. If all you're wearing is a ripped t-shirt, you don't wear deodorant or, you know, your smell coming from you or this, your language is not right. How can you expect to become a director? You cannot. Or if you want to own a business in 2 years, okay, and all you keep thinking about is, hey, I want to climb up the hierarchy. How do you expect to have own a business? So you got to link your self-image back to your goals. Okay. Well, and again, we'll go around the room and talk about this. This is a very critical piece on leadership. Okay. So one of the other examples or other principles is how you think and what you speak. This is a proven fact. People who do not think right and don't speak right never achieve their goals. Okay. So for example, you have a goal of being a director. Let's go back to that. But all you say is all the time, अरे यार ये तो बहुत difficult है काम, मैं तो कर ही नहीं सकता. Or one of the things you need to achieve a director, you need to sell 20 crores worth of products. And whenever you go to sell, you say, अरे भाई ये तो खरीदेगा ही नहीं. खरीदेगा नहीं तो काम कैसे होगा? If he doesn't buy, how will it work? चलो यार छोड़ो, I am not going to sell. ठीक है, ये तो बेकार customer है. That's a negative speaking. Or the other way of speaking is, hey, you know what? I'm going to sell today 1 crore worth of products so I can get to my goal. You think like that. You have to think. If for example, you're a coder right now, you're coding, you're just starting out in one of the consulting companies, and you have been given a very difficult project, something Very difficult. And one way of thinking is, oh man, this is so difficult, I'm never going to complete it. अरे ये तो कल तक हो ही नहीं सकता, ये बॉस पागल है मेरा. Or the other way of thinking is, it doesn't matter, I'm going to get it done, I'm going to figure it out, there's plenty of resources available to me, I will find a way and I will complete it 2 hours before the deadline. So your mind starts thinking, okay, you've improved your self-image. You think, now you start thinking you're a great coder. And obviously your goal is to become a senior consultant. See how the link is happening? Because you thought the right things, you spoke the right things. In the position of leadership, you have to speak what you want about your people. I know that leaders sometimes are negative about people. Arey bhai, you don't have the skill set. But that person may be working very hard, but you're speaking negative. You're thinking negative. You got to think positive about the people who work for you because they're trying to give you the benefit and trying to give the company the benefit. Okay? Forgive. This is a very interesting topic. We have a lot of discussions around this. What is forgiveness? Why do you want to forgive? There's again a deep studies have been done on forgiveness. Why should you forgive? Why? I mean, it may be you have hurt others and others have hurt you. You decide in both. Who has hurt you? You've got to think about it. You may have hurt somebody at work or in your business, okay? Or you may have hurt your family, okay? I know of a situation personally where I've hurt somebody and I had to go back and think because I was feeling every day I would get up, I would think about it, okay? And it was bringing me down, okay? And I felt very bad that, you know what, I hurt them. So what I did was, I took the first step. I went to them, I said, look, Mark, I know this has happened, this is my mistake, I sincerely apologize, I put up my hand. And I waited for that person to respond. Initially, the person never responded to me. They walked away. I said, okay, no problems. I went back again after 1 week. I said, Mark, I came and said sorry to you. I'm again apologizing. Please accept my apologies. I understand my mistake and it will not happen again. Okay, put up my hand, and this time the person shook my hand, and they said, "Look, you did hurt me. They did give it back to me. They told me a couple of things, which I was amazed. I did all that, and I'm glad I made up with that person because we're working together now on achieving a common goal for our organization and for our business. You take the first step. Don't wait for the others. I see that a lot. People start fighting with each other, arguing with each other in a business or a professional environment. Not required. If your ego, again, I have a separate course on what is an ego. If your ego has to be very strong to learn to forgive, to be the first one to put out your hand and ask for forgiveness. Okay. So what did we learn today? Now, we first of all learned leadership may appear as a confusing topic, but with the right principles, the methods and process, there is an understanding to it. There is an end result to leadership, both from personal perspective and a professional or a business perspective. And leadership is one principle. If you apply yourself, you learn the principles of it, you can use it in your personal life with your family, with your parents, with your kids, if you have kids right now, with your spouse or your girlfriend or your boyfriend or whatever, and in your professional place. Everywhere it will give you the same magic. Okay, it's actually a very powerful magic. If you learn it, it will give you a lot of benefits, but you have to apply it and keep learning. What are some of the main principles we learned about? We learned about goals, writing things down, knowing what you want. Okay, your self-image. How do you see yourself in the mirror? What do you think about yourself? And how do you see others who work with you? That's a very critical aspect to it. Okay, what are you thinking and what do you speak? If you think negative, you will get negative. If you think positive, okay, and you speak the right things about people, about yourself, the positive will come out, okay? And learning to forgive. Forgiveness is a key, okay, to being healthy for yourself and taking things forward, okay? Again, some of the 4 principles we learned about, there's a deep study and we'll continue to discuss it, okay? Okay, Channa, thank you so much. Hello, Channa.
sorry for the late thing. I was not able to move my mouse.